Hello, members. This is Tom Morrison from the Metal Trading Institute's home office in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm so excited that you are choosing to attend today to hear about the up-and-coming Midwest Chapter Meeting in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. I mean, we're sitting here talking virtually. We've been doing a lot of our stuff virtually, and everybody's been asking me, Tom, when are we going to get back where we can shake hands or at least bump elbows, fist pump, and be able to see people within a 6-foot radius to actually have a conversation? I'm excited to tell you we're bringing live meetings back. From the first one, we have the one in April 8th at Lake Geneva, and we've got the second one coming up in May 3rd through the 5th for our big spring meeting in Amelia Island. But today, it's all about NIST. It's all about the Midwest chapter. And so we're going to be meeting at, is it Shepler's, Chuck?
Sprecher.
Sprecher. I always say, I want to say Shepler's. It's Sprecher's Restaurant, Bar, and Pub in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. You're going to get the full details. It's this great restaurant and pub with a really cool atmosphere. I've learned they've got 14 really good craft brews down there with some beer and some drinks for everybody that wants some. But the places, they're setting it up special for us. It's going to be social distance friendly. We're going to have, if you want to wear a mask when you come in, you'll be able to. We're going to have all the sanitizer, hand sanitizer on each of the tables. We're going to do everything that we're supposed to have safe meetings. There's standards out now to have safe meetings, and we're going to be following those to a T. Because what we want, the most important thing is for you to feel comfortable, be able to come have a meeting. We'll be taking your temperature when you walk through the door. Now, I know it's probably going to be 50 degrees down there, so that's going to help out. But we're going to take your temperatures when you come in the door and going to have a good time. But Chuck, now you're the new chapter chair, and congratulations on that, taking over for Jason Brewer. And tell everybody a little bit about Chuck, where you're from and what you do at Thermtech.
Sure. Thanks, Tom. Well, I've been with Thermtech for 7 years. I'm a metallurgical engineer by education, I guess you would say. And currently I'm the director of operations for one of our facilities. So it's a little bit about my background. I've been coming to MTI meetings for over 30 years. So family business, and so very passionate about the organization. I've always enjoyed coming to all sorts of the different types of meetings, and I've always gotten a lot from them.
Well, I think the first time we actually met, Chuck, was on the balcony of the Hollywood Marriott Hotel in 2005 for, I think it was a January board meeting. I think you were there for that meeting. I remember sitting on a balcony and talking to you for a little bit down in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
Great
you
time.
have a good memory. I don't know if I would have recalled that.
I have memory to people, to meetings when I first met them and stuff. But hey, Chuck, tell us, as a member, someone running a heat treat company, I mean, it's been since, I think, February or October 2019 since we last met. What is so exciting for you to be able to get back in and see members in a live capacity?
Well, I've always gotten so much out of just the personal interactions at all the meetings. Certainly the content that we have, the speakers are great, and there's a lot of good nuts and bolts contents at all the meetings, but just the candid conversations, the happy hour talk, getting a chance to walk around the room and talk to so many different people about whatever it is you've got going on. I've been able to get so many questions answered from so many knowledgeable people that we have in this industry, and there's really no replacement for that, right, in my opinion. All the virtual things, they're great tools. Don't get me wrong. It's great to have these options and to be able to utilize these things, but person-to-person group meetings have always what I've gotten the most out of, and I find irreplaceable. So at some point, one meeting's got to be the first meeting, right?
Right.
So I think there's really important topics to discuss here, and things that we would really benefit from having group conversations about. And I'm just looking forward to getting started.
Well, anytime I've ever had the option to do a virtual meeting or a live meeting, virtual, like you said, it's a tool, but there's just something different about a live meeting, the emotion, the connection. I know a lot of people feel really kind of disconnected right now, so it is going to be exciting to go back and see everybody in the meeting and see members in the Midwest chapter that we haven't seen in a while. And speaking of speakers, Chuck, So we have, this gentleman spoke to our members nationally in October of 2019 at our Vancouver meeting on cybersecurity and all the things coming down with NIST when it was first started. And now we're going to bring him back to the Midwest chapter in Lake Geneva. I've learned that he does it. He's just like a rock throw from there. So Nick, tell everybody about Nick Espinosa and give them the 3 big high points, the things they're going to miss if they do not come to this meeting.
All right, right on. Well, thank you for having me. And yes, Lake Geneva is in my backyard, you know, and I usually fly like, 40 to 60 places every year, and COVID killed that. You guys have the honor of being my very first in-person speaking engagement since February of last year when I was in San Diego. So I'm very excited for that, even though you're in my backyard. Yeah, so I am Nick Espinosa. I am the Chief Security Fanatic of Security Fanatics. We do all things cybersecurity, cyber warfare, cyber terrorism, infrastructure, and government compliance related. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about the CMMC, or the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification, that is under the umbrella of NIST, that basically all y'all really need to start getting honed and focused on. And so we're going to be talking about that. And I think there are a few basically key takeaways here. A lot of people just have questions, or I don't understand this from a non-technical executive level. What is this? Why is this important to me? I'm going to be answering all of those questions. I have a presentation for you guys. It's like the 10 most asked questions that we see on the CMMC as we're doing that kind of work and developing those things. So I'm going to answer a lot of those questions. We're going to be talking about what level of the CMMC is actually right for you. There are 5 different levels, and level 1 may not cut it, and level 5 may be overkill, depending on what you are. So we're going to be talking about those kinds of things as well. We're going to be talking about a basic understanding of cost and structure. So we're going to demystify a whole bunch of that. But most importantly, we're also going to be talking about why this is important to your business, even if you're doing minimal DoD work, because there's a lot of considerations that we have to think about as metal treaters when we're thinking about our reputations in our industry and those larger corporations that we're dealing with. There's a lot that actually goes into calculating why a CMMC level is right for you. And so we're going to demystify all of that in a non-nerd, non-technical kind of way so that everybody just basically speaks plain English. And obviously, I'm going to stick around for as long as you guys want me to answer any questions you can throw at me. So it's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it. And Sprecher's is really cool. Lake Geneva is just a beautiful, beautiful little area too. So good choice.
Yeah, love that, love that. So Chuck, when you hear all that about NIST, I mean, looking at through your eyes of someone having to deal with this, what's important to you about being at that meeting to learn about this as well?
Well, I've gone through my own personal paces with working toward this standard already here over the last 6 months, as it's been something that we're working on. And I find kind of the more I know, the less I know. And there's I think 130 some points to the standard, and you've got to comply with all of them. And some of it's fairly stringent, and it's cultural changes to your organization. And these are fairly difficult things to roll out. You have to know how to explain to people why these things are important, even though they may inconvenience them in their jobs. It's not just an IT project. This is organization-wide, and you've got to be able to approach it like that. So you really have to understand why these things are necessary, and how you can help everyone in your organization understand why these things are important and why we all got to get on the bus with it.
Yeah. And I would actually dovetail with that and say that I agree. When you're looking at any good cybersecurity framework, it fundamentally transforms how you operate a business. And ideally, it's transforming it to be a more secure way of doing things from point A to point B, and getting the buy-in, not just from the leadership, but also from the team as well. Your entire company is beyond important. It's essentially a complete ecosystem that you create, and it's really important to the standard and into your practice. It really is.
Well, I think getting on the front side of the standard is so important, especially Nick, when you say that, look, even if you're not doing business directly with the DoD, but you're doing business with people that are doing business with the DoD, and it can make the difference between make or break of getting that business. It's
Absolutely.
Very important that you really understand how the standard works. But Nick, appreciate you being here, and Chuck, you as well. Members, I mean, it's going to be a great few hours. I mean, so here's how the day is going to work. We're going to have arrivals from 3:30 to 4, and the cocktails will be on board from 3:30 to 5. And around 5 o'clock, I can see him. I can see his name right on here. Our president, Mr. Jim Oates, is online with us today. Hello, Mr. President. We're glad you're here. He will give you about a 10 to 15-minute update MTI has been working, even though we haven't been meeting, we've been meeting virtually every single month, a couple times, and we've been working on some high-end stuff to help you really move your businesses out of COVID and into the next generation of profitability and productivity. And one of the things we're going to be announcing is our new video plant tour opportunity. We'll be announcing that. We've got a couple members already taking advantage of that for some sample videos. But the biggest struggle right now with a lot of sales staffs and a lot of plants is they're having trouble connecting with their customer because it's all digital. They can't go in and do plant tours. They can't enter in the plant. So we've got a new video plant tour benefit now where you can do a fully professionally produced video plant tour of your plant for a very reasonable cost. We're very excited about helping supplement the marketing and the sales opportunities in each of our member plants. But so 3:30 to 5 is cocktails and welcome. 5 o'clock to 6:15 will be Jim and Nick. Jim opens up and tells us about MTI, and Nick comes on and gives us the NIST standard, and then we'll have dinner from about 6:30 to 8, and we got the room to 8:30. So from 3:30 to 8:30, 5 big hours, you to come connect with members, hear some great stuff, and learn things that's going to help you through MTI. So members, we appreciate you being on here, and always remember, you're not just strong, you're MTI strong. And I see Jason just said, looking forward to seeing everybody. Stay safe, and we will do that. So we will see you on April 8th. Members, if you have any questions, you can call here at our office at 904-249-0448, and extension 102 is Amanda Motes, our meetings director, and she'll take care of you. So thank you so much for attending, and we will see you on April 8th.